It's your girl, She the Truth, aka the voice of the streets, and you already know what time it is. It's tea time. What's happening? It's tea time. Let go. Now, before we get started, you already know I gotta hit y'all with this disclaimer. Everything on my YouTube channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Now, let's get right into it. Now, today in the building, I have discovered some more key factors in the Shanquella Robinson case, y'all. Now, this bombshell that I'm about to drop and let y'all discover with me, hopefully the FBI will now get involved, being that they had an accomplice to the murder after the fact that helped them, and they was here in the United States. What you talking about, She the Truth? We gonna go ahead and get into it so I can break it down and let y'all know what I'm really talking about. Y'all make sure y'all share this video to as many people as possible so that we can start to get justice for Shanquella. We got to start somewhere, y'all. Let's go. Over Nasir Wiggins live, and Nasir had a lot to tell us, in which we just wasn't listening and paying attention to what he was saying. Nasir stated that he did not have time to sit down with nobody and come up with no alibi because he didn't have enough time to do so, because by the time he got there, the nurses was coming in. But that right there should let us know that they did sit down and they did come up with an alibi. And they did let Nasir know about this alibi that they came up with. And Nasir also let us know as to how they came up with this alibi to let everybody know that Shanquella was sick and suffering from alcohol poisoning. Nasir stated that they got that information from one of their friends, which means he not friends with this person. This person couldn't have been at the Cabo Villa with them. So Cabo 6 had enough trust in this person to call and let them know what they had done to Shanquella by committing act against her. And this person, they trusted and know that they would not rat them out to the police. They even helped them come up with an alibi to let everybody know that, look, Shanquella, she's suffering from alcohol poisoning. And they ran with that. They even told the nurses and the doctors that Shanquella was suffering from alcohol poisoning. That's what they were so-called trying to treat her as. They even went to the mama house crying crocodile tears, telling the mama that she passed away from alcohol poisoning. Now, who was this friend that they called? Because this person is an accessory to the murder after the fact by coming up with this false alibi. Y'all helped them come up with this false alibi. Even though the murder took place in Mexico, and the FBI didn't do nothing about it because it wasn't here in the United States. Now that we just figured out that they called somebody here in the United States and that person helped them come up with a false alibi to tell everybody that she passed away from alcohol poisoning. FBI, y'all need to get to work right now. I ain't looking for likes or none of that. My reward is justice for Shanquella. Now let's continue. Nasir also stated that he did not know or see the bump or the knot that was on Shanquella's head. He said it was pointed out to him by the nurse. But even if you didn't see the knot or the bump on Shanquella's head, Nasir, you stated to us that when you got there to the Cabo Villa, you ran to Shanquella's side and rubbed her head. Even if you didn't see a knot or a bump, you rubbing on her head, you would have felt it. Come on now. Everybody over there, like I need an address. I need the address. So when doing this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Quilla wasn't feeling good. They told me that Quilla was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. And they got that because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. But how did they know it was a bite? Hold on. I got my bottle. And I'm gonna put this blunt down because I'm not lying. When I walked in there, I didn't really notice the knot on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like they told me. She was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put her on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart and holding it out. There the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I put on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So, by that time, Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla. Who is this friend that Cabo 6 called to help them come up with this false, fake alibi to tell everybody that Shanquella was suffering from alcohol poisoning? Who is this friend? We need to figure out who this friend is, because whoever this was that they FaceTime and they helped them come up with this alibi, you are accomplice to a murder after the fact. And now that we know that it was an accomplice to the murder after the fact, the FBI, y'all need to get to work. Because now we got somebody here in the U.S. that also committed a crime, even though it was committed after the fact. You help these people come up with a fake, false narrative to tell everybody that Shanquella was suffering from alcohol poisoning. I'm not here for likes or none of that. My reward to me is justice for Shanquella. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So from the information that Nasir has been giving us and from the information that we already know, let's put this timeline together and see how many times Shanquella had been moved to different locations throughout that villa. Now, we know from the fight that Shanquella was on the ground. We know that she did not move herself physically from that position. So they moved her from the bedroom after they came up with the alibi with the friend that they had done called to help come up with this false fake alibi. They moved Shanquella to the bathroom and slumped her body over the toilet and left her and waited for the maids to come to clean up to find her and act as if they didn't know that she was sick or something had happened to her. Then Nasir arrived from the airport. He stated that Shanquella was in the playroom on the couch, and he stayed there with her and never left her side until they was talking about they wanted something to eat. And then they moved to the living room and he played Summer Walker and soft music for Shanquella. So that means that Shanquella was moved in over 4 different locations throughout her demise. Y'all leave a comment down below and let me know how y'all feel about the conversation. Like, share, and subscribe. And we out.